All right, and we are back here for what could be our final match here on the TV table as we have Mark Anthony Quinlog taking on Jack De Luna. So we'll start, of course, with Mark Anthony Quinlog right here. So he is the winner of the Quezon City Open. So again, so siyempre, the fact na nakaabot ka na sa puntong ito, so anong nararamdaman mo ngayon, lalo na isang tournament na ganito na maraming magaling na player. So anong nararamdaman mo? Does it bring back yung memories ng nung nanalo ka sa QC Open? Ano yung nararamdaman mo?
Siyempre, excited. Excited ako lagi. Siyempre, tsaka pag naglalaro, dapat masaya lang para hindi mape-pressure. Ganun lang, happy lang. Laro lang.
Oo, tsaka syempre alam naman natin na yung kalaban mo syempre is isa ring matinding player to. Syempre si Jack De Luna, he's not just any player, 'di ba?
Dugong mandirigma rin 'yan.
Oh, alam na 'yan eh. Oh. So, ikaw, may naisip ka na bang strategy para at least mabigyan mo siya ng talagang laban na talagang magpapakita kung sino yung tunay na mandirigma sa inyo?
Sa akin, focus lang sa akin. Focus lang lagi para mabigay ko yung best ko para mapahirapan ko rin siya kahit paano.
Ayun, yun. So before we start the match, of course, just in case, so syempre, baka gusto mong bati ng mga supporters mo, mga fans mo, ng mga gustong, ng mga umaasa na sana makabot ka sa Grand Finals bukas.
Shoutout pala sa mga kaibigan ko dyan sa Q-Hub, sa Runout, tsaka sa 8 Zone, mga tropa dyan. Shoutout sa inyo, tsaka JK Pro. Shoutout.
Maraming salamat. And of course, so that's Mark Anthony Quinlog, and he'll be taking on this man, the winner of the JK Pacquiao tournament, I believe. Yung nung December yun, di ba? Yeah. So he won last December, and of course, and this is, of course, Jack De Luna, who you might not be surprised, is also a brother of Jeff De Luna. So, syempre, good to have you here, syempre. Finally, nakikita ka namin dito sa tournament na katulad dito. So, ito naman. So, syempre, nanalo ka last year. So, ikaw yung defending champion. So, as someone who's a defending champion, ano yung pressure na nararamdaman mo, lalo na kapag alam mong papalapit na yung napanalunan mong tournament last year?
Medyo kinilig ako na may konting, kinikilig ako na masaya dahil lumabot ako dun sa champion na yun. At final pa lang, kinikilig na ako, gano'n, naalam ko na ako na mga
Yun. And of course, syempre, people of course would know your brother, syempre, si paring Jeff, of course. Everyone knows Jeff De Luna. But they also should not forget, syempre, na you're your own player. Ikaw yung sarili ka ring player na you're not just your brother, you are your own player. So, anong hinahanap mo ngayon ways to stand out, to prove that you are in fact your own player, na hindi ka lang that you're not just carrying a surname, pero you're also trying to be your own billiard superstar. Ikaw, anong ginagamit mo, motivation mo para to prove na you are a player na dapat igalang din at syempre makisamahan din ng So,
siyempre ginagamit ko yung dala-dala ko yung apelyido ko. Siyempre may kapatid akong champion din.
Mm-hmm.
Kapatid ko, Jeff De Luna. Siyempre, ginagamit ko rin yung De Luna, dala-dala ko. Kaya kailangan, laging porsigido maglaro. Tsaka, yung dinadala kong apelidong De Luna, alam natin na kilala tsaka matiining din na player dito sa buong Rizal o Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao din.
Ayun. And of course, one more thing pala. So since ikaw yung bulldozer, so syempre alam natin yung bulldozer, hindi kung ano man
tornado na.
Tornado ka na pala. Sorry.
Yung bulldozer may gumaya kasi sa akin.
So ikaw yung so yun yung nangyari pala. May gumaya pala. Wow.
Hindi ba ko kasi sabi ko sa kanya pag tinalo niya ako.
Ang low naman.
Kanya yung bulldozer kaso talo ko siya. Kaya hindi binigay ko na sa kanya yung bulldozer.
Okay. So ikaw na
ko na sa kanya, tsaka nasa itsura naman niya yung talagang bukas.
So ikaw, kaya pala. Okay. So ikaw na yung buhawi ng Pilipinas ngayon.
Tinawag kasi ako ni Jericho ng tornado, yung naglaban ko ni Jericho sa Sharks.
Oo.
Nasilat ko siya.
Oo.
Decision.
Oo.
Tinalo ko siya. Ngayon, tinawag niya akong The Tornado, kaya hanggang naririnig ng mga tao na tornado na tinawag sa akin.
Ah,
Masaya naman ako para tawagin ako ganun. Okay
tornado.
lang sa akin.
Kaya,
Kasi talagang
oh,
maano naman sa postura ko na talagang ano.
ayun, aba.
Kaya ayoko na ng bulldozer kasi hindi naman babagay sa akin kasi yung itsura ko hindi naman talaga ano.
Mm.
Kaya binigay ko na kay yung bulldozer na gumagamit niya. Binigay ko na sa kanya kasi nasa itsura niya kasi napakalaki niya.
So now you are the tornado.
Yeah, the
Ngayon,
tornado.
aba.
Yan ang tawag sa akin talaga sa lahat.
Ang buhawi, kumbaga,
Kasi
ikaw yung buhawi
meron
natin.
akong
Oh, yun.
kapatid na the bull. Kaya ako, the tornado naman.
Ayun. Oh, syempre naman. At alam naman natin yung buhawi. Iba rin magdala ng magdala ng tindi yan. So yan. So well, very nice to see. So now we're gonna see if the tornado can beat the Balong Republic here, of course. And before you do that, syempre, just in case, so baka gusto mong batiin yung mga taga-suporta mo, yung mga mahal mo sa buhay.
Binabati ko nga pala dyan shoutout dyan sa mga nanonood dyan. Dito sa MSW
Ayun.
Rising Star.
Mhm.
Binabati ko dyan yung mga tiga Montalban, Rizal. Dyan, sa Baluarte ko, REDCUBE Billiards. And then sa Manila Hills. At saka yung mga nanonood sa akin dyan. Manood lang kayo rito. Punong-puno ng action dito sa MSW, The Rising Star. Jack De Luna, the tornado.
Ayun. Well, again, well, good for you. So again, we're gonna see Jack De Luna versus Mark Anthony Quinlog. Sino nga ba ang matitirang matibay dito? Well, we will find out in just a moment. We'll be right back. All right, we are starting here with the lag, and it's gonna be to your left, Mark Anthony Quinlog, aka the Balong Republic, taking on the Tornado, Jack De Luna. And right there, the winner is Mark Anthony Quinlog. So two players who on the local circuit know how to make stuff happen. Of course, one of them, brother of an internationally recognized superstar, and of course another, a very well-respected local player as well. Now, so we're gonna see if Jack De Luna, the Tornado, can take on the Balong Republic's president, Mark Anthony Quinlog. And this race to 9 will help us determine who will be one of 4 to make it to the grand finals tomorrow, which will be held at the Sharks Arena and Sports Bar, located at 234 Tomas Morato Avenue, Barangay South Triangle, Quezon City. So since Mark Anthony Quinlog won the lag, he gets to break. And we're about ready here. We're just waiting for the referee to set up the table. And we're ready. And that break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sports book of the series, Sports Better. And by the way, sensya natin, Pearly. Mukhang na-eliminate na si I mean, nag-try naman si Nag-try naman si Bruno, in fairness. I mean, nakakuha siya ng isa. That's already a victory, I would think. Lalo sa caliber ni Bryant. But anyway, again, I'm proud of Bruno for putting up a good effort there. Still put up a great effort despite, of course, having to take on a really good player there. So at least, now, from that angle, getting position to the 2 was going to be difficult. So at least Kinlog's plan here to at least get himself in position where he can at least attack the two is not a bad play. And he decides to go for safety, and maybe he's left a little here. Now, Jack De Luna back on the table to start. And he's going to look here. Can he see even the littlest bit of that two ball? If he can, and I think he can, then they'll try to just continue with the safety. Oh, nicely played. Very nice. Using one of the clustered balls to hide it. Now, I'm not 100% sure that he can see anything from there. So, more than likely, he's going to play the safe route and go off one rail. Just has to be careful, though. Nice. Oh, but double kiss. That was not what he wanted. Oh, but he got a pretty okay result there. I mean, at least Jack Deluna's going to have a tough one. I don't know how Jack is going to get out of this one, because if he's going to try and get out of this, he has to find a way to counter a safety here. Just looking around. Well, and let's see. Jack might still have a surprise here. We don't know. He's thinking. Again, no shot lock here in this tournament, so the only question now is whether he can get a safety. Okay, I'm not sure he got a safety there, but at the very least he tried. By the way, we also want to give a quick shout out to the top 14 finishers for the Amit Cup. And if I'm correct, they'll be competing at the finals will be held at Vector Billiards in Marikina City. And of course, we want to thank of course Pearly Miharis Adona for bringing that information up. So I'm glad to see that among the top 14, Ate Pearly is actually one of them. Ayan, Ate Pearly, baka pakihanda na lang yun namin, yung libre namin. Nah, just kidding. Congratulations to you. So the second day of that's going to happen tomorrow at Vector Billiards in Marikina City. And it's a pretty nice place to check out too. So if you happen to be there, and if you happen to be in the Marikina City area, great place to check out. Lots of tables, and very spacious place as well. And they've even got some stuff there if you're not into, like for instance, if you're with your partner and they're not into billiards as much, they also offer stuff like books, and I think they're even offering Wi-Fi access as well. So check it out. Just look for Vector Billiards on Google Maps. And in the meantime, Jack De Luna. This rack starting off slow, but it's because both of these players very safety oriented, very defense oriented. Neither one of them wants to lose this match because they know that whoever wins is automatically in the quarterfinals that starts tomorrow. And again, the quarterfinals will be held at the Sharks Sweden Sports Bar located at 234 Tomas Morato Avenue, Barangay South Triangle, Quezon City. So we can't wait to see you all there. You can feel free to just come in and see who's up. And of course, Kelvin and I will be broadcasting live all that's happening there, along with the rest of the production team here. So right now, just 4 more slots to be decided here, and then let's see if Mark Anthony Quinlog can get this one. Oh, paddled out. I wish. I'm sure he's wishing it went in, but obviously, it's all water under the bridge now. Jack De Luna gonna go for this. Nice one. Oh, look at that. Okay. Alright, so I think Jack has finally gotten the advantage here on this rack. He's gotten the open layout, and all he needs to do now is to just finish this off. There you go. Alright, so just a quick update here. So, our first quarterfinalist for from day 2 that's booked their ticket is the Silent Killer and WPA World 10 Ball Champion Jonas Magpantay, defeating Morris Santillan by a score of 9-4. So again, congratulations to the Silent Killer Jonas Magpantay, as he will now be in the final 8-4 tomorrow. So what we're doing today is we're picking the final 4. Anyway, we'll be right back as Jack De Luna will be breaking next. So the first rack went to the Tornado Jack De Luna, and he's hoping to make it 2-0 if he can get a good break and run here. That break, by the way, is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sportsbook of the serious bettor. And look at that break. Nothing down, sadly. But the good news for Jack De Luna, no easy shots either for Mark Anthony Quinlog. And Quinlog's going to have a tough time here. He's going to play a push and hope to leave Jack De Luna with something to consider here. He can either take this shot or give it back. And knowing Jack, he's more than likely just going to take it, but he'll just try to convert this into a safety if he can. There it is. Nice play. Wow. And Jack De Luna just locking in a safety beautifully there. And Mark Anthony looking around. It looks like he's going to have to go off the bottom rail with a lot of left spin. Try to get in touch with it. Nice job. Will he get... Oh, no. He was hoping it was going to hit the 8 or hide behind those other balls, but slid right in between. And now De Luna looking ready. Looking all set to take this one out. Oh no. Jack was trying to avoid that, but unfortunately, still happened. Just not not what he was hoping for. Well, despite this being a serious tournament in a lot of aspects, it's still very much a fun atmosphere here. I mean, the players, at the end of the day, this is a large community here in the Philippines that spans not just Metro Manila, but much of the country as well. I mean, you have players from pretty much every part of the Philippines here competing. And now that we get to see all of them battling it out here in this Rising Stars tournament, can you imagine this? It's going to be quite an interesting event. Let's see. Mark-Anthony Quinlog so far controlling the table very, very well. He knows though that this is not going to be enough. Until he can put on here. He's got a good shot here. So 5-ball. I'll try to track it back up to for 6 using the natural angles. And it's a little short. You would have wanted that to roll maybe another 6 inches probably. Something like that. Yeah, definitely wanted it to go a little further up table than that. But then again, the most important thing for this man is he wants to make this happen. Nice shot. Oh, that's nice. Well, made it, but now the 8's a challenge. He's gonna try and cut this in. He's gonna play possibly a safety. Oh, he went for the cut. Wow. Daredevil cut there, but will that pay off? Oh, man. It's a tough one. This is definitely a very tough shot here. Quinlog is going to have a really tricky road here. He's going to have to pull off a cut just as challenging as that 8, maybe more. And he fells it. Nice shot. Mark Quinlog wins rack number 2, and we'll be back to see him breaking next. So we are back here, and our referee Mario Bautista just making sure that the cue ball is right on the head spot as it should be. That break, by the way, is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sports book of the serious sports bettor. Look at this layout here. Dry break and Jack De Luna. I think he's about ready to take this one on. Let's see what Jack's going to do here. I think he doesn't have that difficult here shot. Probably just
will play their safety there. I mean, he was hoping to hide it, but didn't get the result he wanted. Still, this is far from an easy shot here. Takes advantage of that. Oh, so one ball gonna come back down. Not bad. It's actually not a bad result there. So he's gonna go off the rail here. Maybe try to add some right spin to get it back there. Okay, it's got a bit of angle, but you know, that's not gonna be a bad thing here. So he clears the 6 and 8, beautifully done. He's just playing very efficiently here as he can. Nice shot. Okay. So far, so good here for Mark Quinlog. And again, the winner of this match gets booked into one of four quarterfinal seats. And by the way, one of those seats again already filled by the silent killer Jonas Magpantay, who won 9-4 over Morris Santillan in their encounter. Now he's playing good so far. He's not had a problem here. All right, stun there. Now, this should be pretty straightforward. Just let it roll. Oh, he's going for a draw here. Nice one. Uses the draw to force it up. And this to get the 2-1 lead. There we go, and that's 2-1 to score. And we'll be back to see if Jack De Luna can tie it up again. That break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 choice of the serious sports bettor. Look at this one. Nice break. He got 2 balls down. This is a great start for Mark Anthony Quinlog. But now he has to get the rest of the balls out the way. And look at the layout here. Not the best. And look at that safety. Wow. That is a brilliant safety play there by Mark Quinlog. Just showing that he can play some defense too. Taking advantage there. Just using the cluster of balls. And Jack De Luna is going to have quite a tough way of getting this out. He's definitely going to go, the way I'm seeing it here, 2-rail finish. It's going to go off the top rail, then the bottom rail, then the top rail, then the side. Wow, and he hit it somehow, some way, and he might actually get a safety. Oh, almost got a safety too. Maybe if he hit it just a little bit harder, might have gotten a counter safety, but that alone already makes it so much tougher. Oh, that's a beautiful one. Quinlog turning on the switch here. And now Jack DeLuna has to fight his way again out of a second safety. It's looking around right now. Well, he tried to play safe, but didn't get the result he wanted, and even he's wondering, like, what happened there? Oh, Quinlog weighing his options here. He knows it's not the ideal position to be in. So he's trying to see what's the best approach. He's going for the side on this one. See if he can set it up for the 5 up top. Uh-oh, he didn't want that. Even he's looking at it like, what just happened there? See if he can get this 5 though. He went real first. And nice try, but sadly, that was not meant to be. Let's see. It's 5 ball. And then he's going to try and bring this down table for the 7. Nice play. There it is. And then 8-9. Just try and bring this back up table if he can. He's looking around to measure his options here. Any great player will know that they have to take a look around the table so they can see and visualize all the angles. Putting in a little power there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's workable. Nine ball coming up. And can the Tornado secure number 2? And Jack DeLuna ties it up. And the race to 9 has become a race to 7. We'll be back. We're about to start rack number 5. And we're going to see if Jack De Luna can pick up another rack this time with a clean break and run. That break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sports book for the serious sports bettor. Well, let's see. Mark Anthony Quinlog back on the table after the dry break. And Jack De Luna certainly has had some struggles with the break here. At least Mark Quinlog's been able to make some good breaks. Ooh, he's going to leave that open though. Oh no. Rattled out the 1. That's a big one. Can't be happy with this result. Let's see. Well, you can see, well, he's got the 2 ball there, but he can't see thanks to the 8. Landing a little awkwardly there. That's why the big question now for Mark Quinlog, how to get to this 2 without leaving his opponent anything easy. Because that stuff can happen. It's like Jack De Luna has finally settled down into a rhythm here. And for him to continue doing that, he must continue to maintain that rhythm. He's looking around here. 5 ball. Just gotta be careful. This doesn't get hung up in that corner pocket. He's gonna try and roll this 5 down table into that pocket. Oh, that was exactly the problem there. Right, last 4 balls. Jack De Luna taking as much time as he needs because he knows at this point in the tournament everything is on the line. Again, we gotta give credit here where it's due. Mark Anthony Quinlog has put a lot of pressure on him. And Jack DeLuna now responding by putting his own pressure. Well, now it looks like the tornado Jack DeLuna is sweeping up another rack, and we'll be back to see if he can continue intensifying. That break, by the way, is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sporting book of the serious sports bettor. We're just trying to start a little issue here on our end, so we apologize for that. Just bear with us for a moment here. All right, thank you. A little hiccup there on the end. But look at that. Jack DeLuna making a ball in the break, but he's not happy with the layout of the balls right there. He's made two, actually. So good start for him there. But the thing is, because shot. Oh, where's that going? Oh no. Jack DeLuna was trying something, but I don't think that paid off. No, we're gonna see if Mark Quinlog can come up with something here. He can. I think he can just barely see the two. Oh, he went for it. Wow. Smart play there by Mark Quinlog. And he knocks in the 9 off a carom. And we'll be right back with rack number 6 coming up. So I stand corrected. It's rack number 7 coming up. And again, creative carom off the 9. Creative carom created there by Mark Quinlog. Seeing that the 9 ball that was right at the corner pocket. That was perfectly played. Again, it's different when you're a player on the table. Sometimes you see things that the camera doesn't always capture. It's a beautiful play. He figured that I'll just go for the carom. I won't lose anything. And he nailed it perfectly. We're about to start rack number 7 just a moment here. And now it's Mark Anthony Quinlog breaking. With that break brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sports book of the serious sports bettor. Wow. Look at that break. I think Mark Quinlog's actually had a much better breaking game for the most part from the head spot. Let's see what Mark Quinlog will do here. Well, since the 3 is down table, once you get to the 4, I'm going to assume that he's going to do... Yeah, he's doing some low spin to bring it up table. All right, good there. So let's make sure to let this go in softly. Oh, nice, right between the 6 and 9, perfectly played. And Mark Quinlog certainly playing with a lot of fervor here. Here it is, nice set for the 8. And I believe he has the angle to get back up for the 9. There we go. Mark Quinlog now leads 4-3, and the next rack number 8, is coming up. Let's see if Mark Quinlog can keep going. All right, so we are ready, and that break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sportsbook of the serious sports bettor. Mark Quinlog, unfortunately, with a dry break there, and that means that Jack De Luna is back. Jack is back, and his question here: what do I make of this? Nicely played. Right's gonna need to send this up table. He's got the angle for it. All right, try for this. Sets up for the 9. Sets up for the 3 perfectly. The 4 is obviously down table, so he'll just have to draw it to give it some distance, to keep the distance manageable. Nice one there. Let's see. 4 ball down there. They'll just send that ball up there. Let's see. So here's our score, and one of our one of our quarterfinalists for tomorrow is the man who won earlier on the TV table, Brian Sagiped, as he defeats the CPPC 10-ball Battle of Champions Season 2 winner Derek Narzoles by a score of 9-2. What a performance there by Brian Sagiped. And, well, Brian Sagiped was a heavy favorite going into this one, so I guess Bryant is fine. I guess we're going to see him tomorrow. And don't forget, we'll be starting broadcasting earlier tomorrow. If I'm correct, we'll be starting broadcasting around 3 p.m. or I guess 3 p.m. or so. We'll be starting broadcasting tomorrow. So just look for the MSW Rising Stars Facebook page to see the live broadcast. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and share. So while we're doing this, Jack De Luna just trying to figure out what to do with this 7 because he's a little short on angle. This is the problem. I'll try and get this one down. Okay, that's going to help. That's going to help. I mean, of course, he would have wanted just a little more angle, but you know, considering the little angle he had, just had to force whatever he could. Oh, he hit that just a little too thin. Oh no. And that means Quinlog has a chance to steal this and build a 2-rack lead. Oh man, that was huge. Jack De Luna was looking so good, but that 8-ball just got away from him. And that's Quinlog. 5-3 is the score. And he's now halfway up that mountain, and we'll be back for more. Okay, so we are back. Now, it's Quinlog breaking again. And that break is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sportsbook for the serious sports bettor. He's not happy with that result, but then again, that's not an easy layout for Jack De Luna to contemplate here. But imagine this. If he gets the 4-ball, he can make a 4-9 possibly. That's one chance he's looking at. Although it's not the most straightforward. Now you think about it, because this is not an easy shot, even if he does go for it. Well, he missed it, but on the bright side, he's not left an easy shot either. And shot here. I'm not sure. I think he got a safety here. Good play there. If that is. I think that means that unfortunately Jack De Luna is gonna have to go at least one rail if he wants to go after the one. So let's see what he'll do here. He's gonna go one rail, maybe even two if he ends up using the bottom rail as well. Oh, almost made it, but that's a foul because no, nothing there. Well, going back to this, Quinlog, he's looking at the four. If it's makeable, or at least if he can go for a 4-9 carom or split or what have you. We're gonna find out just a moment here. Let's see. Now he'll try to set up here. Knocks down the 3 because he wants to see. I think he's gonna go for it actually. That's why he decided to take this approach. And let's see if it becomes 6-3. Yeah, that worked. Great shot. And Mark Quinlog rolling hot here. He's got the score of 6-3 and we'll be right back to see what happens next. So we are about to go to rack number 10 here. And that break from Mark Quinlog is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sports book for the serious sports bettor. Nice thunderous break there. It's Mark Quinlog just basically saying, you know what, let's go all in. Well, I'm going to give him credit here. The fact that he got that shot to go, that break to go and get 2 balls, that is beautiful. All right. Nice shot there. There you go. Okay. So the question here is the 3 to the side. Then he has to land it within a relatively narrow area for the 4. There, nicely done. Very good. So far, Mark Anthony Quinlog just rolling here, making it so much tougher here as Jack De Luna just reeling after that miss. So he's going to try and keep this going. Question here. Again, so far, 2 players have been confirmed for tomorrow as part of tomorrow's quarterfinals batch. So Jonas Magpantay, the World 10 Ball champion, is one of them, and the other is Brian Sagiped, who won earlier on the TV table. And now, if Mark Anthony Quinlog can keep this up, he might be just one of them as well. Nice one. And Mark Anthony Quinlog just running roughshod here over Jack De Luna. 7-3 is the score. And we will be back with this match after this. All right, so one of our matches to determine who gets into the quarterfinals is at a hill encounter. So it's 8-8 between Kyle the Sharpshooter Amoroto and the Cobra Jeffrey Ignacio. That's going to be a match that that's a match that I'm also looking out for here on my end. So we're going to find out in just a bit if it's going to be the Cobra or the Sharpshooter getting into the final 8 for tomorrow. This is going to be very, very interesting. Nice break there, brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sportsbook of the serious sports bettor. Got a ball down. So far, Mark Anthony Quinlog has been having much more success breaking, and that's been allowing him to build that lead little by little, and now he's up 7-3. But again, let's be clear here, as what happened with the match between Kyle Amoroto and Daniel Tawede. What happened with that match was the score was Daniel Tawede was actually up 7-3 over Kyle Amoroto, but then Kyle went on a blazing run and won 6 consecutive racks, finishing off the match 9-7 earlier on the TV table. So this 7-3 margin is not yet a guarantee. And that's going to be an open shot. All right, Jack De Luna now needs this. Now, can Jack De Luna mount his own improbable comeback? Or will Mark Anthony Quinlog's efforts be enough to ensure he advances to the quarterfinals? Again, for today's match, we're only looking for the final 8. And last Saturday, we actually had the final four of the quarterfinalists determined. So now we're going to see the other four. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Ooh, nearly a scratch. But Jack De Luna can't be happy with that result. I don't think he is. Again, this is a big deal. If Mark Anthony Quinlog can get this match, his seat in tomorrow's quarterfinals is guaranteed. He'll pick that up. Oh. Wow, he got a bit of a lucky bump there, I guess. You know what? He'll take it. I mean, look at where he is. Oh, rattled that in beautifully. Mark Quinlog just looking so far, so good here. So we'll do a quick recap so far of the players who are guaranteed to get into the quarterfinals. So from day one, our qualifiers are Richard Paraiso, Dexter Barnido, Dinwar Castronuevo, and Johan Chua. For day two, our confirmed the quarterfinalists are Jonas Magpantay and Brian Sagiped. So what's going to happen is we're just determining two more slots here. And again, the match between Kyle Amoroto and Jeff Ignacio has gone to the hill. So the next winner for the next track in their encounter will definitely be in tomorrow's grand finals. So look at that lineup here. So can't wait here. So it's just four more players battling it out for the final two slots, and these are two of them. So the question is, will it be the Tornado or will it be the president of the Balong Republic? Not sure, but we'll find out soon enough. Oh no, big miss. And Jack De Luna thrown a big lifeline here. This is a huge moment for him. He needs to get this. He can't afford to let this get away from him anymore. That already has. Oh boy, this is crazy. Let's see here. Jack De Luna to cut this down to a 7-4 deficit, and we'll be back to see if he can do a Kyle Amoroto turnaround. This is a crucial rack here for Jack De Luna because, again, his opponent is on the verge of getting to the hill. He must win the next several racks to stay alive. And that break, by the way, is brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the number one sportsbook of the serious sports bettor. Fortunately for Jack De Luna, no balls down. While he didn't get any balls down, he has left Mark Quinlog with a really tough shot here on the one. And the problem here, for Mark Quinlog is he decides to go for a push. And you know what? Jack De Luna looking. He's thinking whether to take it or not. Because if he doesn't take it, it means Mark Quinlog stays on the table. But if he doesn't take it, then Mark Quinlog stays on the table. But if he takes it, then he could also be exposing himself to a possible loss here. Well, left an open shot. And I think Jack made the wise decision in not letting Mark Quinlog bait him into taking the shot. Because look at this. Question is, what will Jack do here? Will he go for it or play another safety? That's a possibility here. Oh no. He was trying to play a safety, but it didn't work out the way he wanted it to. And he has left a shot for Mark Quinlog. Now, Mark has a question though. Is he actually trying to go for the 9 here? And maybe draw it back or something? I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. But I certainly wouldn't count anything out at this point. Alright, 2 ball. He's going for the 2 ball to the side. As he's going for a count on the 6. Can't really tell here. Alright. Well, looks like the result for the other match has been, for one of the quarterfinals matches, has been decided. And we just found out the result there. So our third finalist is the Cobra, Jeffrey Ignacio, as he defeats the sharpshooter Kyle Amoroto by a thrilling 9-8 scoreline. So that means we have only one quarterfinals seat to book, and it's these two who are battling out for that seat. I'd like to see. That's a good one. Okay. Not too bad. I'm not sure if you would prefer the more angle to this, but he was trying to get some set on the 7. Bumps into the 7. Okay. I think he's okay. So again, Jeffrey Ignacio advances to the quarterfinals by defeating Kyle Amoroto with a score of 9-8. And now just one more match remains, and that's the one that you are watching right here. Again, this is not yet a guaranteed win here, but it certainly puts Mark Quinlog in a very nice position, because now he's about to get to the hill and he needs to just knock in this 9. All right. Quinlog is on the hill. And Jack De Luna is going to have to mount a rally at the level of what Carla Moroto did earlier. Can he do it? Or will Quinlog be our final quarterfinalist? We'll be right back to find that out. All right. So while we're waiting for this rack to begin, RJ Torres Cuevas saying, isang giling naman dyan, Champ Jack. Teka. I'm not sure if this is the right time to ask for that, but we appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. I'm sure he does. But of course, siguro ang mas ma-appreciate niya siguro is, ang tawag natin dyan, some moral support. Give him a little motivation. Sana swertehin siya dito. That break, by the way, brought to you by MSW Mega Sports World, the #1 sports book for the serious sports bettor. Okay. Solid break there, but nothing going down. And Quinlog now on the hill. Can Jack De Luna make the ultimate comeback and win the remaining 5 racks? He has to win all 5 racks now just to win, because his opponent Quinlog is already on the hill and only needs this rack to book his ticket. Oh, he hit that. Oh, man. Jack has just struggled here in the latter part. I mean, after making it pretty much tooth and nail for the first half of this match, all of a sudden, it's become more of the Mark Anthony Quinlog show. And the Balong Republic president has just been rocking so far. Nice safety, actually. Very good job there. That's a brilliant safety, and even Jack De Luna himself has to admit that is a nice safety. Well, we're going to find out in just a moment. If he can find a way out. Well, the good news is that now you can see just about every other player there. Well, looks like I think Kyle's heading home. Well, good effort for him. He did put on a spectacular match in our opening on the TV table earlier, but his luck ran out when he finally faced off against the Cobra. And speaking of luck, Jack De Luna is going to need every bit of it to escape the safety. And he's not too happy with this. So you can see here, a lot of people still. There are a lot of people still here. You can see them. So Brian Sagiped right there. You can also see Derek Narzoles, who was unfortunately eliminated earlier. Jonas Magpantay to the far left there. Made it there, definitely. And now all the drama is here. It's going to be a tough one to decide. I'm just not sure how Jack's going to get out of this one. It's going to require... Yeah, I think his best shot is this, but... Man, that's what I worry about here. Such a well-played safety that was going to lead to a foul. And now, Jack De Luna is going to have to sit and wait again. Yeah, looks like Brian just checking in with Jack, asking him what happened with the safety there. And of course, Jack just saying, that was a tough one. Let's see what Mark Quinlog will do here, because again, he's got a very wide open layout. And I think, honestly, it would be a bad idea to try to play any more safeties here. If he can win this match outright here, then he is in the best shape. If he can try to run it out, then that's the best way to go. Ooh. He got it there, but just slightly overshot. But even then, still not as bad as it could have been. He's of course hoping that he would have gotten a better result, but I'm not going to complain here at this point. Let's see what will happen here. Decides to play a safety instead. And that's a practical safety considering everything else. Just going to try and put some more pressure on Jack De Luna's shoulders. What he wants to do is force Jack to have to play his game. Nice one. Oh, almost made the 5, but that double kiss was not what he was hoping for. And that's why Mark Anthony Quinlog's got a wide open shot to the 5, and this may get him the setup he needs for the 6. Now it's the time for him to take this. He needs to get this one. Nice shot. Look at that. Just set it up pretty well for the 6. Not too much work to do here. Mark Anthony Quinlog's been playing so much better here. And we have to give credit to the fact that he has played solidly here. Let's see. Nice shot. All right, and Mark Quinlog to book his final, to book the ticket into tomorrow's quarterfinals. There you go. And Mark Anthony Quinlog makes it to the quarterfinals as he defeats Jack De Luna by a score of 9-4. So we're going to do a quick interview here with the winner, and we'll be right back to wrap this whole thing up.
All right, we are back here, and what a thrilling quarterfinals match we had there. And the winner, Mark Anthony Quinlog, proving that he is worthy of getting into the quarterfinals. So, grabe yung bakbakan kanina. Nagsimula na talagang git-gita ng laban, pero habang tumagal, nahanapan mo yung parang nahanapan mo ng sikreto yung break na yan eh. Parang gano'n ang nangyari eh. Baka pwede mo i-share naman sa amin kung anong sikreto yun.
Hindi. Actually, wala naman magaling sa break dito. Nahihirap nga eh. Pasortihan lang talaga sa break. Sinerte lang ako sa break.
Kaya,
So, pumabor. Kaya naka-ano ko. naka-advance ako.
Tsaka napansin ko, maganda rin yung mga safety na pinapakita mo laban kay Jack. Talagang
Yun, kasi-
doon dahil pinahirapan mo siya todo, kaya yun nga, kaya siguro nawalan din siya ng nawala siya sa normal na laro niya. Kaya
Oo.
yun ang maganda strategy dyan. So yan, ikaw na yung, sorry.
Kailangan kasi ingatan kasi medyo mahirap din yung lamesa, medyo alugin, maliit yung butas. So kailangan talaga ng doble ingat para makalayo kahit paano.
Ayan. So ngayon, nasa quarterfinals ka na. So yan, lalaban ka bukas dun sa Sharks Arena para sa ating showdown na puro race to 11 naman. So mas mahaba, mas matinding bakbakan to.
Oo nga.
At saka siyempre bukas natin malalaman kung sino ang makakatapat mo. Kaya siyempre, para matapos natin tong interview na to, dahil alam ko gusto mo maghahanda rin para bukas, makapagpahinga. Siyempre, baka just one last message siguro sa mga sumusuporta sa'yo.
Salamat sa mga sumusuporta sa akin kahit paano. JK Pro, salamat po. Team Q-Hub, tsaka Run Out, and 8 Zone. Yun, salamat sa inyo.
Ayun. So maraming salamat. So again, congratulations sa'yo, Mark Anthony Quinlog. So we will see you and 7 others tomorrow dito sa ating quarterfinals. So
Thank you,
again,
thank you.
pahinga ka na lang at saka let's see, best of luck sa'yo bukas.
Okay.
So again, congratulations
Thank you,
to Mark Anthony Quinlog and our 7 other quarterfinalists. We will see you tomorrow starting 3 p.m. over at the Sharks Arena Sports Bar, where we will have the grand finals of the MSW Rising Stars 9-ball tournament 2025. So on behalf of the entire production team and all of us here at Mega Sports World, this is the Great White Shark Cannon Day Read. We will see you tomorrow. Stay safe and keep those balls rolling.